What happened tonight? We had two crazy games. Obviously, I'm very happy with the first one. The Cowboys having a big win over the Warriors, 44-point win in that one. And then we had Storm with 60-12 over the Broncos. Does anyone else think that the Broncos are absolutely cooked? Like they're gone. Storm had a 3 to 4 week stretch of bad football. Parramatta having random stretches of bad football. But this last month from Broncos is really showing that it looks like they're absolutely gone. And I think there's a great chance that they end up in 8th position, which I thought was a good chance heading into, I spoke about that top 8 ladder there. And I think Roosters are going to end up in about a 6th position and potentially Eels 7th, Broncos 8th. And they could be a one and done there with Rabbitohs just pumping them in that first week. So Broncos from being a top 4 side to just probably a one and done is very interesting and very sad, really, for how they were going. It's just, they've got majority of their players there. They're missing Carrigan, but everyone else is back and they just got absolutely pumped. So, yeah, very interesting. Cowboys v. the Warriors. So, as I said, very happy with this. The scoring wasn't great in this one. Obviously, having Cotter just playing the 53. So, came on with 58 minutes to go in the game. About 58 there. And then got a 5-minute early mark. So, kind of did his job right. Just, he was pretty well a point a minute for the majority of his time on the field and end up with 48. So not ideal, especially when I could have got Isaiah Yeo, who's getting a 70 and a 65 in the last 2 games. So yeah, definitely not great. Obviously covers mid-position, hooker and mid-position, but yeah, not ideal. Tommy Dearden had a great game. Obviously picked up 2 tries, a try assist as well. We had Townsend with the 65 there as one of his bigger games of the season with 3 try assists and a nice try there to boot, with very limited negatives there with just the 7, considering how much he did in the game. Lucy Leilua just was a pretty low game in terms of his base stats, obviously with so many points in it, but he ended up with the try, which was great. Had 0 negatives in this game. So he's been such a revelation for the Cows. And even just saw that try absolutely dominated Sean Johnson one-on-one. And just brings another dimension to our pack, which is great. Even having Tommy Gilbert out, who's been great, and he played Origin. You bring in Leilua, and he just offers something a little bit different, which is great for the Cows. And good to see them have a lot of confidence coming into this game to come out and dominate. Cohen Hess had a great game. He had 2 line breaks in this one, which was awesome. Adam Finnell-Blake held his own with 53 in the 53 minutes that he was given there. Tohu Harris off for 15 minutes, only 47, which is not terrible. We would have obviously liked him to play the 80, but we'll take the 47 and run with it, especially with a few other lower scorers in a bunch of these games here. We had Drinkwater 47, so did his thing without anything crazy. Obviously, no real attacking stats here, just the 1 tackle break, 2 line break assists, and an offload there. Robson 46, so he had the try assist and neg 10 there, just the low tackles with how many points they scored and limited run meters with 59. So just Robson a little bit up and down. The 84 last week was huge, and then go back to 46 here. Val Holmes, spoke about him potentially kicking a large amount of goals, and that obviously worked out. He had the line break, he had the try assist. Such a cool pass offload back on the inside there to who was it? Good question. Oh, to Drinky, wasn't it? Yeah, anyway. I'm losing my mind now. But yeah, awesome try that one back through the middle, which ended up going to Dearden. We had Nanai there, got his try, so 46. If you own him, you're happy with that effort. Obviously, after a low one last week, Aiken, another missed try, very, very close again. Just over the line and losing it there, unfortunately for him. With the double movement for him, the 41 points. Again, you cop that. He's very, very cheap now, isn't he? At 587, which is a little bit of a weird one with how close he was, up in the 700, for example. But he's had a bit of a tough sort of couple of months. We had Josh Curran, which was the big worry with us. Obviously picking him up in the people squad, but he played great last week and a super strong PPM. This week, still a great PPM, but only a 35 minutes. So very strange that guys like Jack Murchie, who are okay, but Curran is a much better player, I believe, personally. To get 40, so obviously get the full 80 minutes there. 37 run meters for Murchie. Nothing special there. You got Curran coming on and getting through big work in that 35 minutes. 91 meters there, 34 tackles. Taumalolo is absolutely annoying the crap out of me, if I'm being honest. The under 50 minutes for one of our most important players, as they say, I understand that we've got a great team, but I don't know, are they saving him? He had a couple of good runs, but really he's just not the same player, is he? So it's probably the biggest thing to take out of this is that he just isn't the same. And 18 tackles in 49 minutes. Yes, I know that they had a lot of ball and scoring a lot of tries, but he's just frustrating me at the moment. 35. That Talangi try was funny as when he ran over Walshy, and then as he went to score, he's like, "Stuff it, I'm going to go over you, push your head down, and then score." So that was fun. Violea, he's actually playing better footy, to be honest, than he was at the start of the season, which is good. Dejan Arce with 27 wasn't great, unfortunately. Kossi, again, a low score for him, which is pretty rare with how well he's been going. And Griffin Neem doing his thing as well. Kyle Felt with a 9 in his 67 minutes before going off with a head knock. So that was that there. It was a bit of an annoying night for fantasy, to be honest with you. Especially with this one here, when we've had Mr. Payne Haas have a low score. But Storm, 60-12 victors, so they're back in a great way. And we always expected they would, right? They had a bit of a rough trot and have come out and absolutely killed it. Harry Grant going off early, getting that 5 minutes rest there. 78 points for him. He was spectacular. A couple of try assists, getting over for that try in the back end of that game. Running well, getting a couple of turnover tackles, just doing everything. He was great. How good's Nelson been on an edge with Felice Kafusi out? He's had 2 crazy big scores. And if anyone picked him up, I doubt they would have, but 2.5% own him, so someone does. To get 10 tackle breaks last week, 12 tackle breaks this week, plenty of run meters, a try assist, a terrible flick pass, which ended up almost going out, and Xavier Coates passing about to Kurt Capewell. That was hilarious. I would imagine what Craig Bellamy would have been feeling in that moment. My goodness. David Nofaluma, 68 in his 3rd game for the Storm. He was great as well. 10 tackle breaks there, 188 metres. This is a normal game for David. He's been able to do this for the Tigers, so you'd expect this to happen when he plays for a good team in the Storm. Munster was 61, so you take that as well if you own him. A little bit of everything, as you can see there across the board. Try assist, a try to go along with all these general run meters, tackle breaks, and the rest. A big game from Olam, a crazy game from Nick Meaney, just for the fact that he had at fullback /6, he had 17 tackles there. You see Munster only had the 6 tackles, so he played a fair bit at fullback, and obviously played a little bit in the halves as well. Meaney had 17 tackles, he had 6 tackle breaks, 10 goals, which is the fun part in all that, to go along with 81 metres. Brandon Smith, so we brought him in the people squad, and he picked up a 56, so that was hectic. Good one, JB. 59 minutes for him was great, so he's getting much more involved in the footy game, doing a lot more than he was at the start of the season. It's so crazy how low and how poor he was playing, to be honest, compared to how good he is. But to come out and this last month has been spectacular. To average 37 for the year, and the last 4 rounds he's averaging like 65 or something stupid. Awesome. Jerome Hughes, 44, so pretty much standard for what he's been doing with a line break and a try. So that was Jerome. We had Eisenhuth off the bench, played 52 minutes, which was cool. So if you had to play him in any way, shape or form, he did well enough. Young Tonamapea, another good score for him. Billy Walters, 39. We had Kamakamika with a try, actually end up with 37, which was strange. Payne Haas is the one, so 52 minutes for him. And obviously nothing special at all. 22 tackles, 87 run meters, and a couple of attacking stats, but just a strange one for him. He's usually, tackles are way up in a 52-minute effort. It'd be like a 35. Run meters would be way over 100. Just a weird one for him. Obviously, Storm scoring a lot of tries. Played the first 52 and then rested from that. So he's been a shocker. It's going to drop his price down for next year as well. These are the things we will end up thinking about over the next few weeks is how low or how high some of these players' prices are going to get with how their end of seasons finish. We had Adam Reynolds at 21, so if you own him, you're absolutely devastated with that one. Same with Cobbo for 15, and Ezra Mam at 2 in that time. So 9 missed tackles for him, 17 made, 9 missed for a neg 1 in that one there. So very tough for a bunch of those players there. And Tamari Martin a 16 there. So yeah, not great overall. That is the 2 games. I just wasn't happy with those 2. Like, it was great for the Cowboys. Fantasy scoring was, I just didn't like it all. Payne Haas, he had Tamalolo. Obviously, Munster was solid, but the rest of them, just not great, especially when you're if you're someone that has Murray, you might have captained him as well. There's a lot happening there that you're not really happy with. And yeah, that's all I really got to say on the Friday night games, guys. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you guys being here so much, and we'll catch you in the next few videos. See you later.